Twitter, the source of all media right at your fingertips. A place where you can make mutual friends with those who have the same interests as you. A place where you can keep updated with all news or celebrities that you follow. But it's also known for one other thing. The place where K-pop fans call home. Well, some of them that is. 안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 Robyn이라고 합니다. Hey, what's up guys, it's your girl Robyn and welcome back. And in this video, I'm finally going to talk about the one thing that every K-pop stan has either seen, experienced, or may not know much about. And that is the K-pop side of Twitter. Now, K-pop Twitter has definitely evolved within the past few years. When I first joined K-pop Twitter back in 2013, it was a really chill and nice place to make mutual friends with those who have the same interests as you. And in my case, that was K-pop. It was also a place to where you could keep updated with other content creators, friends, celebrities, etc. with just a tap of your fingers. Now, I'm not saying that this has fully changed, but things have definitely shifted from what it was before. With the genre constantly growing, it was only a matter of time until the K-pop side of Twitter started to get out of hand. So like I mentioned before, I joined K-pop Twitter back in 2013, and it was a really chill place back then. It was where I made a good majority of my friends that I have today, and where I would talk with them constantly, and we would keep each other updated with our lives. Because we weren't really on the Facebook status yet, but it's not like we didn't know each other. It was also an easier way for content creators like myself to keep viewers updated with what's going on, not only with life, but also with video ideas and video projects that are coming out soon. It was a nice way to connect with people, and it was very accessible and easy to use. But now, with the genre growing bigger every day, things have definitely changed. I'm not sure if any other content creators feel the same way or have even spoken up about the situation, but I physically cannot just sit here and watch what is going on with K-pop Twitter and not say anything anymore. I'm usually a pretty patient person, but K-pop Twitter has recently just started annoying me a lot to where I even want to delete my account because of what I see on my feed every single time I log in, and that is fan wars. Now, I know fan wars have been around for a while, like with One Direction versus Five Sauce, for example, but within the K-pop fandom, it didn't really get started until about 2015 or 2016, and has progressively gotten worse since then. Before fan wars started circulating around Twitter for the K-pop fandom to the capacity it is today, all fandoms were fairly sort of supportive of each other. Everyone expected everyone's preferences and realized that not everyone's going to have the same taste as for sound, group, etc. But now, it took a whole 180. It's really heartbreaking to log into Twitter nowadays to see what's going on in the K-pop world, just to see another fan war on my timeline. I have never seen the point in starting or even participating in fan wars, because at the end of the day, nothing is going to get resolved. Everyone is entitled to have their own opinions. That's a fact. But what I don't understand is, why do people have to state their opinion while putting down a group or their fandom along with it? That just makes no sense to me. You don't have to like a group that everyone likes. Everyone has their own preference. But to put that group down along with their fandom just because you don't listen to them or you don't particularly like them is just mind-boggling to me, because in all reality, you wouldn't want someone to do that to your face. So why do it to someone else's? Another thing I really have a problem with when it comes to fan wars is how people like to compare groups to each other. Oh my god. To me, that makes no sense, because every group has their own style. Every group has the right to experiment with different music genres, because K-pop is a music genre, but there's multiple genres within K-pop as well. So why are you comparing groups saying that so-and-so copies so-and-so when they have the right to experiment? Plus, you don't really know how long something from a group, like a comeback, was put on the shelves because something else came up. That's the music industry for you. The music industry constantly evolves. So a lot of songs are told to be held off for a later release date because the music industry continues to evolve. So because of this, the producers have to make changes as well to the current taste of music that is going around right now, what's the new trend, and have it match up to the standards of that time. And if said song does not match up to those standards, usually they won't release it. They'll make a new song. So a lot of times, songs that they had previously recorded and we're gonna do a comeback for, if it doesn't match the standards of what they want it to be, or as the music continues to evolve, if it's not at that standard, they'll re-record it, remix it, and then go with that. So it's usually held off. Also, with groups nowadays having more of their actual members writing songs, a lot of songs don't get passed through the company and the producers, therefore those are held off as well. So not all idols have the right to say whether they want to do a song or not, whether they want to do this concept or not. It's all up to the producers and the company. So basically at that point, the idols are just there to sing and perform it. Hence the reason why I personally really love the songs that idols members themselves have written and produced themselves. Another reason why I think that this is so dumb is because in all reality, a good majority of these idols that people are fighting about are more than likely friends. So idols have a lot of downtime when it comes to promotions, especially when it comes to something like Music Bank, Inkigayo, etc. So they usually have some free time to talk to each other, depending on if it's female or male idol groups. But when they do talk to each other, it's usually whenever they're like in the process of switching stages, or whenever they're in the hall, or at the end of the show when they're announcing the #1 song of the week. They also probably talk often during the year-end music shows, especially if groups are doing collabs, because that's usually the time that idol groups do collabs at the time. And because of everything going hectic on backstage, and with them transitioning from idols coming off the stage and idols going on the stage and then waiting backstage, they also probably have time to talk then. So why do people try to put down groups in order to make their group look better when in all reality, they're more than likely friends? It honestly makes no sense. But then we also have the darker side of it, where idols can see everything that people are saying about them because they have social media as well, and seeing this could possibly put them into a huge depression. Don't even get me started with those who want to put down an idol so hard to where they lose their job due to rumors and suffer with anxiety and depression after that. And sadly, a good example of this is Wonho. So Wonho almost fully left the music industry due to false accusations made about him, and he had to leave Monsta X in order for Monsta X's reputation to not suffer. But luckily for Wonho, he was able to prove that the accusations that were made against him were false, so he's not entirely out of the music industry, but he was still removed from Monsta X. But one thing that people don't realize is that probably hit Wonho harder than ever. Wonho has been one of the most vocal idols when it comes to depression, and we don't know how hard that whole situation for him hit him, depression and anxiety wise. Depression is still very taboo in Korea, especially within the idol life, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because it does. All because you see your idol happy when there's a camera around doesn't really mean that they're like that off camera. Hence the reason why I like to say that everyone has an online persona. You only see what they want you to see. You don't see everything. The only people that see everything that an idol basically goes through are Sasae fans, and I don't even consider those fans. Idols are just so overworked, and they can suffer from depression and anxiety for multiple reasons. And I don't think people really put two and two together when it comes to that. They are doing everything they can in order to entertain those who look up to them. But they don't intend to have those who do everything in order to bring them down. I understand that whenever you put yourself out there as a public figure, you're prone to get hate. That's part about being an entertainer. But for those who put down other people just in order to make themselves or their group look better, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work that way. So the main reason why I wanted to make this video is because I am absolutely tired of seeing Fanwash on my Twitter account and on my Twitter timeline, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other content creators are as well, because they're not worth it in the end. Because in the end, if you do participate in it, it just gets you into a load of trouble and could possibly give you a headache. So a lot of content creators have actually limited how often they use Twitter nowadays, because fan wars are such a common occurrence nowadays, and they don't want to be associated with it, because if they do get associated with it, it could hurt their platform. So before you start and or participate in a fan war, please think, will this be a benefit for my idols? Will this be beneficial towards my idols? And if you say no, then don't do it. Don't be a part of it, because it's not worth it. Now, I understand if someone is talking bad about your idol, you want to defend them because you know that's your baby, but you're only entering the trap that was set for you. It's not worth the headache and the constant back and forth. On another note, with everything that's going on in the world, please everyone be safe. It's a very scary time right now. It's gonna be one for the history books, especially with right now everything going on in America due to not only COVID, but as well as the protests and riots for Black Lives Matter. Please everyone, stay safe at this time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. 안녕!